Hi, folks. My name is Zach Gerhard. I'm a high school social studies teacher at an international school in the Middle East. I'd like to share some of the methods and processes I've been using to generate content using ChatGPT. Specifically, as an educator, I'm looking at generating report card comments. What I find typically is that teachers are already automating these processes. The best teachers I know have been starting with a class description. They'll write out a class description, and in this process, this is most of the work that you're going to have to do. I've included a class description for our semester one social sciences class in the high school this year. And I've asked ChatGPT to generate 4 levels of report card comments that assess the ATL standard for research. The algorithm understands ATLs. It'll understand if you're using a popular standard model, if you include that as well. So I've included that. I ask it to format every comment in the form of a paragraph, assign each paragraph a performance value of exemplary, proficient, progressing, or beginning. I asked it not to include a closing sentence as it likes to do at the end, just because I tend to take the time after I've done all this. I've saved so much time. I'll include a directed personal statement at the very end. And I asked it to format all comments in the third person to avoid it trying to do otherwise. So it's done just that. It gives me 4 directed comments. What you might notice in the course of your generation, though, is that the comments don't apply perfectly to your students. By all means, go back through, note where the discrepancies lie, and address them. So here I'll give you an example. I asked it for the progressing level instead to focus on the fact that a student demonstrated an understanding in class for critical thinking and analysis skills, but they failed to properly apply that skill on their summative exam. And it's done that perfectly. And actually, it mentions the exact summative exam that we worked on based on my class description. In this way, you could have multiple comments for multiple levels based on one class description and one ATL. Given the fact that we have to use 2 ATLs per comment in our report card comments, I've asked it to generate a set for communication as well. So you'll see here 4 comments. Perfect. I'm happy. What I'm going to do now is be very direct with the algorithm. I said I'm going to ask you to generate report card comments for a student where the format of the comment has to follow the same format in every instance. I don't want as much variation. I want things to be directed in the same because I've already vetted and I've approved the comments it's generated. I don't want new things popping up. I tell the algorithm I'm going to assign students a number and letter value that equates to the levels of achievement in the ATLs described above, generate a paragraph for the student that includes both comments, and I say that the comment or the paragraph should copy the content of the paragraphs above exactly. In this instance, I've given a number value to research, and I've given a letter value to communication. I'm going to prompt you or urge you to try out anything with one single student first. I said Rex is a 1A, and it's put those 2 comments together using Rex's name. And this looks great. I'm very happy with what it's created. The next little trick that I have for you is if you're generating big batches or groups for students, I would prompt you to put them into a code block. And this is what we see below. Code blocks are used for programmers, for coders. There's a lot of people generating that type of content with ChatGPT as well. What this does for us is instead of going to the comment, selecting the entire thing, copying it, and pasting it into our document, instead, we can just copy the code and go directly to our document and paste it all in. So there's 10, 20 minutes of work done in just a few minutes. So I hope that you find success with this. If you have a better way, or if you found a flaw in the system, you find something that needs a little bit of work, you have any feedback at all, please get in touch with me. Leave a comment below, send me a direct message, get in touch with me in person. I'd be happy to hear it. I'm always happy to talk about the applications and new use cases for this technology. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you then.